In this lesson, we will go through the steps to set up Python development environment on your Mac. If you are using a Windows computer, skip the video and go on to the next video, which is dedicated for Windows setup. We will be installing these 4 items on the screen. If you already have them installed on your computer, you can also skip this video. We will start installing Xcode, Brew, Python 3, and PyCharm IDE. As I mentioned in the beginning, if you prefer a different IDE, which is not PyCharm, that is okay. Now let's start by installing Xcode. Go to the App Store. Search for Xcode using the search bar. You will find the Xcode app on the top. Since I have already downloaded the app on my computer, this button says Open. In your screen, it should say Get, like this button. Click on the Get button to start downloading the app. Once you start downloading, it may take up to an hour, depending on your computer. You will be able to know if you've finished downloading once the button turns to Open. Once you complete downloading, click on the Open button. You will see an agreement pop up. Click on Agree to continue. You might be asked for your password, so enter your Mac password and click on Enter. The installing process will begin. This may take some time, so I'll skip to the screen after the process is finished. Once you've finished installing the Xcode app, the screen should be like this. Since we won't be developing with Xcode, we can close the App Store. Also, go to the left top corner and click on Xcode. Choose Quit Xcode on the bottom to exit. Next, we will be installing Homebrew. Open your web browser and go to http://brew.sh. Once you go to the site, you will see a command in the middle of the screen. Copy the command and minimize the screen. Next, we need to open up a terminal. Go to the File and click on New Finder window. Click on Applications and scroll down to find Utilities. In Utilities, you will be able to find Terminal. Once you click on Terminal, you will see a window pop up like this. For a shorter access, I advise you to set this terminal in the shortcuts. In the terminal, we will paste the command which we copied earlier. Then press Enter. You will receive a message asking you to press the return key. You press the return. Now it will ask you to enter your Mac password. Once you type the password and press the return key again, the Homebrew will start to install. This may also take some time, so I'll skip to the screen after the installing is finished. You will see that the installation has finished. Close the terminal and we'll go on to installing Python 3. Open your web browser and go to http://www.python.org. Click on the Download tab and press the yellow button that says Download Python 3.7.2. Your computer will start the process. In this lesson, we are downloading from the official website. If you have previously downloaded Python from a different source, like Anaconda, and the Python version is close to Python 3.7, that will also work for you. Once you've downloaded the package, you can click on it to launch the installer. Let's minimize the browser so you can see better. Once the installer is launched, go on pressing the Continue button. You will be asked to agree on the license, so hit Agree and Continue. Finally, you will see the Install button, so click on it. In my case, I've set a fingerprint authentication, so when installing something, this window pops up. If you don't have it set, you will be starting the installation right away. Once you finish the installation, you can close this window. You wouldn't be needing the installer anymore, so you can choose to move it to trash. Next, we want to check if Python has been installed properly. Let's open the terminal again. In the terminal, type in Python 3 and press Return. If Python 3.7.2 comes up, this means the installation was successfully done. Here we've started a shell, so you can press Ctrl D to exit. To check where Python 3 has been installed, you can type in which Python 3 and press return. You will see which library it's installed. Now let's go on to installing Python IDE. In this lesson, we will be installing PyCharm IDE. If you prefer using a different IDE, you can do so. Another great option will be the Visual Studio Code IDE. This is free and you can use multiple programming languages like Python and Go. It's becoming one of the best IDE that is out there in the market for free. So you can consider using this IDE as well. Some say that the setup process is a bit confusing. In my lessons, I'll be using PyCharm since it's easy to set up and the visual is easy to understand, which makes it best for teaching. But as I said, you can choose any IDE you prefer. If you choose to use PyCharm, you can hit the download button here. PyCharm has two types of options. The professional will cost you the license fee. You see that the fee is $1.99 per year. If you wouldn't be using a lot of features, you can stick to the community version. I will be using the professional version in this lesson. There may be a slight difference in the layout if you will be using the community version, but I don't think it will bother you too much. Once you finish downloading, you can click on this tab to launch the installer. Let's minimize the browser here. We can drag the PyCharm icon into the folder icon to finish the installation. Once you finish installing PyCharm, right-click on it to launch. I'll close all these other windows. Once the PyCharm is launched, click on Create New Project. In this window, we will choose Pure Python on the top. Here we can create the name of the project. In this lesson, we will be programming drones, so we can set it to pytello with the name of the drone. If you don't like this name, feel free to change it to any project name you wish. Next, click on Project Interpreter. The default setting will be set to use Virtual ENV. You may not be familiar with it, so we will be using the Python 3.7.2, which we just installed. Choose Existing Interpreter and click on the dots. Now choose System Interpreter located on the left side. The default interpreter will be showing usr/local/bin/python 3.7. If you scroll down, you will see Python 2 point something, which is the Python version originally installed when you bought your Mac. The Python 3 in your library is the one we just installed now. But this is just a link to usr/local/bin/python 3. Here we will set the interpreter to this Python 3. By choosing this, once we install a newer version of Python, the computer will automatically choose the newer Python version. Once we are done setting the interpreter, hit OK. As you see that the existing interpreter is set as Python 3, you can click on Create. You may find this tutorial window, but we'll just skip it. Here I want you to check the left side corner of the screen, where you will find pytello, which is the project name we created earlier. Right-click on the pytello and choose New. Then choose New Python File. Let's set the file name to main and press OK. In this file, we will set to print test. To run this code, we need to set the configuration. On your right corner, you will find Add Configuration. Click on it to open up this window. Click on the plus button and choose Python. You can set the name to whatever is easy for you to understand. In this example, I will set it to Go. Now we need to choose the script path. If you click on the file icon on the right, you will see main.py, which we created earlier. Now press Open. Check to see if the Python interpreter is set to Python 3.7. If it is all correct, click OK. After you added the configuration, you will see a green triangle icon on the right corner. Once you click on the green triangle, the process will start. You will find the results of your script on the bottom of the screen. Once you've completed all these steps, you are done setting up your environment. Although we've completed all the steps, there are a few more setting changes that I will make for you so you can see my script better. If you prefer these changes, feel free to adjust your settings as well. I click on PyCharm located on the left corner of the screen and choose Preferences. Now choose Appearances. The default theme is set to a dark color, so I will change it to light and apply. You will see that the entire screen changed to a brighter color. Also, I will go on to choose Editor. Here I'll choose Font and change the font size to 30. I'm doing these changes for the purpose of teaching, so if you are fine with the default settings, you do not have to make these adjustments. I also want to introduce you to the debugger function. Let's set a variable a with 10 and print a. You can click the blank next to the number and you will see this red circle appear. Now go on to the right corner to find a bug-shaped button. Once you press this button, you will be in debugger mode. The process will stop at the breakpoint, which is where you set the red circle. You can see the value set in variable a and also see the result showing in the bottom part of your screen. You can use this debugger mode to check how the script is processing and also find any errors that you may have made. In the lessons, we will mainly be using this green button to run the script and this debugger mode. These features will be supported in the community version. So for those of you who will not be using more features, you don't have to get the professional version. Let me clear the breakpoint and go on to the view on the top left of the screen. Here you will find Toolbar. Once you click this, you will see that the buttons have moved to the left side. Here you will also see some more functions. Earlier, I hit this green triangle button to run the script, but you can also set a shortcut key. Go to the PyCharm and choose Preferences. Choose Key Map and search Run using the search bar. You can find Run and the default short key set to F10. I can change the settings by double-clicking on Run. Choose Keyboard Shortcut. Here I will change the shortcut to Ctrl-R and set the second stroke also to stroke R. Then hit OK. Again, OK to go back to the script. Currently, we are in debugger mode, so we need to hit this red square button to exit the debugger mode. Now I can hit Ctrl-R twice to run the script. You can see that the result is showing, even though I did not hit the green triangle button. Feel free to change the shortcut key to whatever key that works best for you. Okay, finally we've completed setting up the environment. Now let's go on to the next lesson and start programming the drones.